Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
It's Friday night, and I think it is the 24th of April.
That's right.
So,
it is.
and let's see here. Welcome. He said, and I missed the number, so. And it didn't pop up on yours, did it?
Right down here for some reason.
Oh, okay, there you go. But you're not getting video,
I'm not
are
getting
you?
video. No. Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Probably because you paused, maybe.
I didn't touch anything.
No, you just gotta wait. Just wait a second. There we go. A little bit of a delay. And there you go. And let's see if we are live.
Should be.
We should be. There we go. Yep, I see 4 people. It says are in the room, and go to live chat right there. And yep. And what's going on? Skip trial. Always fun.
This is Kelly Taylor.
Oh, hey, Kelly Taylor. Yeah, I didn't recognize the name. So, and Michael McFarland, welcome.
Says hello, yeah. Patricia Martin, the Martins from Maryland are here.
Oh, nice.
Bill
Maryland.
and Judy Hampton.
Hey, the Hamptons.
Catherine and Daniel.
Oh,
new
yeah,
chat
I know
owners.
Catherine. We've had a few conversations via messaging.
And the Russ and Carrie are here from the Rosy Room.
Russ and Carrie.
Thank you. I'm not still sure if I like the color. It's either keep it or shave my head.
So, Catherine, how is the new Tab 400?
So I guess I'll keep it.
Thank
you.
Patty's having her own conversation. I'm going to have my own. So, you're talking to Carrie.
Adam
right
from Florida says hi.
Hey, Adam. How's things in Florida?
Thank you. I'll keep my hair, yeah. Catherine
See, with the sun right back here setting, it's almost makes sure it look angelic, or is it angelic? Angelic. There we go. I knew you'd know. You're the school teacher. So.
Thank you. They're saying it's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. So Patty colored her hair today. What was it called? Madison Reed.
Yeah, I've heard those commercials so much.
I know.
And then I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I kind of got the urge to do something different. April Marie says, hi, Patrick and Patty.
April, Tommy,
and
Chanel.
Yeah.
Our friends out in Seattle, or, you know, I forget what the town is, but it's close enough. We call it Seattle. It's like Jeff and Shelley. We call it Seattle, but it's not actually Seattle. But it all runs together, so.
Deanne Walding's here. Says, happy Friday.
Hey.
And April says, Kirkland.
Kirkland. And I should remember that because that's like the Costco brand. Kirkland, yeah. I knew as soon as April told me I would know what it was, so.
Hello to We Gone Arvine says, good evening.
Good evening to you. So yeah, people are slowly filing in, and tonight we're not playing a game. We just, I had several people reach out and say, can you just do one of your old-fashioned chats? And
hey, Barb Thiel.
Hey, Barb Thiel. How are you guys doing? So tonight we just decided, we just do an old-fashioned chat. We'll take your questions.
Hi, Mark. Mark's here.
Yes, and Mark, just so you know, you and Karen are, you're special now. You have moderator privileges, so anybody gets out of line between you and Carrie, I'm sure you'll take care of it, so.
Barb Ohio says, hi, I did my hair last week. See, you just got to change it up every now and then.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I told her as soon as she got done, I'm like, wow, it came out wonderful.
I mean, I need a little trim, but I'm going to wait on that because this guy thinks he can trim it, and I'm like, no.
Hey, Andrea grabbed a bottle of wine too, but she's not back from walking tank yet. So the Fitches are in the house. Hi, Susan from New Horizons.
Yep.
Oh, Mark's going to watch over Carrie, so Carrie doesn't catch it. Mark's right there. So
there you go.
All right. So anyway, back to there's an LOL. So tonight we're just going to chat with you guys, hang out, and answer questions, and we'll probably talk about a few things, but nothing major going on. I'm assuming it's like you're all going through the same thing we are, which is we're doing absolutely nothing.
Well, working, but April says everything is trying their hand at doing hair. I cut mine and it worked out well. Good. We saw that. I saw that when you posted that.
I wanted to order her a Flowbee. Does anybody remember the Flowbee? You hooked it up to a vacuum and you could supposedly cut your own hair, but she said no.
No. I'll wait for Sham.
Yeah. Sham was on
our
Facebook, our
chat
Facebook live stream. Sham is the person that cuts Patty's hair. And I told Sham I was going to try it, but she said no.
She said don't touch it. So follow Sham's rules.
Oh, Kelly Taylor says she can talk you through it. I bet. Yeah, see, I know I could do it. I miss Susan. Susan said something, but from New Horizons, just down here.
Says we're getting ready to go full time. We got halted. Yeah, I'm sure.
Dave, I don't know. I'm not so sure you guys aren't going to open before us. Because didn't I hear that the Ohio governor's opening up May 1st? Or am I wrong?
I'm not sure.
And we don't know what's going on. Well, wait. Now, you thought maybe...
I thought today I saw the governor mention that
May 1st
was the kind of next exciting day to see if campgrounds open. But
yeah,
I'm
so
not sure.
Patty was kind of reading something today.
It wasn't totally clear on what I was... Yeah, it wasn't.
Hey, Paul, the Air Force guy, Chamberlain is in the house.
Yes, Michael McFarland says a deer just walked in your yard. They walk all the time.
Yeah. Oh, did one go by?
Must be. There's usually a line.
Right over there. There's 1, 2, 3 standing out here right now.
Following the pictures say, if Indiana State Park's open before Ohio, we'll be westbound and down.
Yep. And I just don't know. The rumor for the state parks, I missed it. You'll get to it here in a second. So...
They're talking about hair. You can't get a Flowbee. They are back ordered.
Really? I didn't even know if they still made the Flowbee. I was kind of joking about that.
And Barbara House says, I used the Cree clip to cut my hair. I remember the Flowbee. Paul's here, the Air Force guy.
Yeah, I know.
Glenn Larish says, good evening. Following the Fidget says, the rumor for the state parks is May 2nd, but I don't think that is 100% confirmed.
Is that for the Ohio State Parks, Dave? Or is that for the Indiana State Parks? But I can guarantee you, if the Indiana State Parks open next weekend, we are so out of here.
Just a different perspective.
Yeah.
Adam says he read an article saying Disney parks will probably not open until 2021.
Wow.
So they're just, yeah, that's a long time. Deanne Walling says Minnesota State Parks will hopefully open May 4th.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
I wouldn't mind heading up to Minnesota.
Yeah. And Fidget says, yes, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Date.
Yeah, and honestly, I would consider heading to Ohio. We still want to just go over to Harrison Lake, which is only about 45 minutes from here. I just want to try it. I think we just want to get out.
William's here from Camper Life.
Hey, William.
Don't want to miss him.
I know. William is in Virginia.
Okay.
For at least the time being. Hopefully he gets to stay there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway,
Yep.
So Paul's here, so we should talk trailers.
Paul just said, just visited with customers of mine in PA Campground, and it had a good crowd.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that you were near Gettysburg, or at Gettysburg, handing out some stickers to some new customers.
Glenn Larish says, come to New York. We're having fun.
Yeah, you may not be opening for a while, Glenn, in New York the way it sounds, so... So anyway, for any new camp owners, or Tab 400 specifically, I hadn't really talked about this all winter because I didn't really feel it was my place to, but we are friends with Jean from Doty Hill Designs. We kind of met Jean. We had ordered one of her sunshades right after we bought our 400, and then we met her that first summer at UCamp, and so we just stay in touch and we promote her and her business because honestly her sunshades are top notch. She hand sews them to order, and they're just well built, everything about them. So last fall, wasn't it? Yeah, actually
yes.
This goes way back to like Labor Day. She had reached out and asked if we would be willing to help her because she was getting a lot of people asking if she could make a bigger sunshade, and she needed somebody to kind of be like R&D. And so we said sure, and she had said, if you'll do some legwork for me on this, then you can just keep the prototype, which I was like, I'm all for that. So she sent us one, but the problem has been when she finally sent it, was it winter? It was after Christmas, I think, when she finally got it done, because we did a lot of talking about size and how big it should be. And we tried out the first prototype at Mohican back on March 6th. Mm-hmm. And I think it is 15 feet long and 7 feet from the trailer out. And it's great. Like, we put it up, and you can set both of us under there, and it's just perfect. It just wouldn't stay up.
It would just kept flopping down.
Yeah.
It needed some support.
Right. So I ended up getting a hold of Jean then after that weekend, and she decided to try a 15x6, just take off a foot. And she also went with a lighter fabric. We got that one, and then I put some grommets in. She didn't put any grommets in because she wanted me to decide where the grommets should go. And then, I don't know, I screwed up a couple of the grommets. So anyway, long story short, the 15x6 ended up working. We got her dimensions on where to put the grommets. You can now buy a larger sunshade. It's a 15x6 sunshade. Go to dotyhilldesigns.com. You can pick out your fabric. And again, she makes them to order. And so pretty excited about that. And now what she's doing, because we had talked about poles, she now is going to be including with those larger sunshades 2 poles that will help with the wind, because as anybody who has a 400 sunshade knows, the tie downs will keep it from going up towards your trailer, but the wind could push it down. Now it can't. So, and I have pictures on our Facebook page and on Instagram. So I'm all excited. And I'm actually still playing with that original 15x7, which is currently sitting out there on our trailer. I put grommets in it today. And so I don't know, maybe Jean will release an extra large sunshade. But anyway, I was really excited about that. We really like Jean. Like I said, she's a nice person, and she makes really good sunshades. And as opposed to, you can order from the big brand, I won't name names, but there's a big brand, but they don't make them to order. They're just made, and you get them off the shelf. Here you get to pick out your fabric. You can customize the pattern to your trailer. She makes an oversized bag to put it in, so you're not trying to squeeze it into the bag. I mean, she just does it right. Her husband makes the tent poles by hand that go in as far as the size. He also makes the massive tent stakes that come with it. So, good people.
Need to say hello to New Horizons. And there's
Yep, Susan. We've already talked to Susan.
And she said Tennessee's opening May 1st, but the Great Smoky Mountains isn't opening yet. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and I think all the national parks are, we found out today that Yellowstone is not opening the Old Faithful Inn this summer. In fact, I was just reading an article. They're only going to employ like 800 people this year, which is down. I don't want to quote numbers. It's down. I want to say it was like 3,500 they normally employ at Yellowstone. So. And
Catherine Rogers says, we've been heading to Georgia State Parks because they are open, and it's been a great time. I'm sure getting out is always fun.
Yeah, and I feel like camping is the one thing you can do. I shouldn't say it's the one thing. It is something that you can do and still social distance if you use common sense. I mean, if you go to your site, you stay on your site, you don't invite 40 neighbors over for the bonfire.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that. Same way with hiking. I mean, we like to go up to the state park, which is still open for hiking. It's just not open for camping. But people, when we've been up there, they've been very respectful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like people go their own ways. And
Roy Schreiner says state campgrounds are canceling to May 30th in New York.
Okay. And that doesn't surprise me with New York.
Your niece Sam is here.
Hi,
Hey,
Sam.
Michael McFarland says they have one of her sunshades.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, do you are you as impressed by them as we are? Because we have now had our original one for 2 years, and nothing. I mean, no stitching issues, nothing. The only thing is the fading, and that's not Jean's fault. That's just the style of material we picked out. But otherwise, that thing, and I'll tell you what, we have beat the crap out of that. I mean, and when I say,
the weather.
The weather.
We've put it through.
Yeah, I mean, that thing has been through some windstorms and
rain,
some massive hail in West Yellowstone, or in the Tetons.
Oh, yeah. RV Media Creator says hello from Reno, Nevada.
Hey, Garrett.
Happy Place Camping says, hey, y'all.
Welcome.
Let's see.
How's things in Reno, Nevada?
April says, April Marie says, love Jean. She makes the best quality visors for the tab. The hardware is top notch, and she'll do custom fabric. She also features our 2018 Tab Myrtle on her homepage. It is the red one.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, good testimonials. I think anybody who's dealt with Jean, would not say anything bad about her. I mean, just great person. So.
Hi, Rod and Deb, Sleeth from Maryland.
Hey, guys.
See, just a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
Saw the sunshade. It looks great. Thank you, guys. The sunshade looks sharp. There people are liking it. That's nice. Thank you.
I had to I had to make sure I didn't post the wrong pictures because, like I said, I'm playing with the supersized one, and I didn't want to get those out on the internet because not that you could probably tell from a photo which is which because it's only a foot difference, but that supersized one is really nice. But
going back to Yellowstone, Mark says they were able to get a cabin. The cabins will be
open,
but not the regular hotel in Yellowstone.
Okay, yeah, because Mark this morning said they were going to try to get a cabin in case somebody cancels. Right. My guess is they've had cancellations. Hey, Diane.
Michael says we have a trip planned to West Yellowstone the week before you were there. Have you seen anything about that area being open by June or Yellowstone itself? Have you seen anything?
Yeah, what I read in the article today was I want to say it said June 10th or June 15th. The campgrounds are opening in Yellowstone, the actual park campgrounds. It said that there would be fast food available or whatever you call it, counter service, no sit-down restaurants this summer. And it said limited retail shops, so your gift shops, where they will only allow so many people in at a time. So it sounds like mid-June is what they are planning. Now, as far as when the actual park opens to drive through, that I don't know. Yeah. Roads We Roam might be able to. Hey, Dad. My dad just hopped on. Yep. Dad in Maryland. Russ and Carrie might be able to, because for those who don't know, Russ and Carrie from the Roads We Roam will be work camping again this summer in West Yellowstone. And so I know they're in contact with their boss about what's going on. So they might know a little bit more, but.
You're going to be jealous of Steve because he says, Steve Mangura says hello from California.
Yep, Steven.
And Joanne.
Yep.
And Bugsy Lady barbecuing right now on the smoker.
Well, what you making?
90-degree temperatures for the outside, I think.
90.
Wow. If I understood that right.
Steve, you got to let me know what you're smoking.
Patricia Martin says we're having friends over tomorrow night for a social distance fire pit.
Yeah, I've seen several pictures where people, like not a lot, like 4 people, and everybody's spreading out. Here's Truman. You want to say hi, buddy?
April from Seattle says BLM land in Washington seems to be open, so we may check that out. Prior to everything shutting down, we went out to the Oregon coast, but a bunch of people came and ruined it, so they shut everything. Yeah, we heard about that.
You and because Jerry from Happy Place Diaries, he was camping and basically kicked out the weekend they were camping or told they had to get out. So, well, that's good to know that the BLM land is opening in Washington or is open. Now the question, April, is which camper are you taking? So for those of you who don't know, April and Tommy have 2. They have a Tab 400 and they also have a Class C motorhome. So
I think I misspoke early. Rodney's from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
What'd you say, Maryland?
Yeah, I think
Maryland,
so.
Massachusetts are.
Diane Ski's here.
Yep. Hey, buddy. Do you want down?
Him and Sister doing something.
Okay. All right. Here. He wants to go play. I think.
Everyone's saying hi to your dad.
Okay. Yep. Dad's popular.
He is right now. New Horizons asked, are any campgrounds open up around Shipshewan, Indiana?
No, nothing.
Open.
Nothing. All campgrounds are shut down currently. We think possibly the governor is going to open them up May 2nd or May 1st, but we don't know that for certain.
Sure.
What you were reading something where they definitely will not open up like group camps or
youth camps
and things like
shelter,
that.
Places where big groups get together. They're not going to open any of that.
But
end of May.
Right now, there's nothing available to go camping other than the driveway. And by the way, a lot of people do green screen. This is not a green screen. This is our house. So I just want to point that out in case anybody didn't know that. So
you never know. There could be a squirrel that runs along the desert.
I see Mark from the Art of RVing is here. Welcome, Mark and Carrie. Hard to see. I'm reading on the screen. I'm screwing you up.
Yes, you are.
Sorry. Hey, buddy.
Okay. Diane Ski says I was supposed to start in Yellowstone May 1st, but delaying 1 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so I was wondering, Diane, what was going on with your job. So Yeah, and I think Russ and Carrie are supposed to be there May 1st. So
April says, haha, hard decisions. Probably the motorhome if I'm still working.
So
who knows though? I sit in our new 2020 400 Myrtle and dream. She still hasn't been out yet.
Yeah. I tell you what, I've got the bug. You know, I get the bug for a new something, and I've been looking at trailers. Mm-hmm. So I think I mentioned this before. So I was on the General RV website because we love watching Matt from Matt's RV reviews. Mm-hmm. We watch all of his videos, but anyway, I just went on there to see what they had. I didn't know what General RV. They had this. Was that a 2017 or 2018 Airstream out at Utah?
Yeah.
And Matt can actually sell you at any General. So I'm showing Patty the pictures, and she's like, yeah, that's really nice. And it had the walk-around bed that we kind of want. And but anyway, I was just about ready to email Matt to say, hey, Matt, what's the price on this thing? Because they had a price listed. Yes, Dad, I know. Actually, it's funny. We talked about that this morning, and Patty said no. But Dad's trying to sell his fifth wheel, which is brand new. It's not even a year old. So.
Well, and they're asking what Glenn Larish is asking your dad what kind of a kid you were, and your dad did say you were a great son.
Oh, well, thank you. But anyway, so I'm showing Patty, and it was, I mean, it was definitely on the high end. It was out of our budget, but they didn't have it marked down. And, you know, General RV always will list like a list price and then a discount and a sale price, and there was none of that listed. It just said $59.9. So I was just about ready to email Matt, and I don't know why. I thought, I better check the weight on this trailer. It was
heavy.
Bamo. So, Bamo. So I forget what the weight on it was, but it was way past the Tacoma. Yeah. So I immediately went to Jim White Toyota's website, which is where we bought the Tacoma, and they have this Tundra that I really like. Yeah. And I'm showing Patty, and she's like, no, absolutely not. We're not buying a trailer and a new truck. So I never did email Matt to see what kind of price we could get. But if I keep watching these small motorhome reviews on Matt's channel, I got to be honest, I'm kind of into the whole motorhome thing right now.
Well, the little ones.
The little ones, yeah. Not the big Izzy and MJ, Tiffin, Newmar. I'm talking about under 30 foot, preferably like 25 feet. So like a small A, or a small C, a B, something along that line. So
Manic Borgen's here.
Adam says he'd like to see. Hey, Manic. Sorry.
The sangria wine you suggested was very good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like that.
Say hi to Adventure Bandits. Come here. Arnold and Josie Espinoza from Deep South in Texas. Everyone.
Yeah, we've actually talked a couple times online. Hey, you want to come on camera? Bessie's getting fired up. So Adam said he'd like to see us in an Airstream. I would too. I don't know. I think someday that's going to happen, just because they're an American icon.
And Adam's asking what model.
I don't remember. And here's the thing: you can't even go look at it. It's sold. It's gone. It's not on their website anymore. So it didn't last very long. I did find one up in Michigan for $10,000. It said it needed a little TLC. And I was showing Patty. As soon as she saw that currently there's duct tape holding the back window on.
That's a no.
She was like a no. You want to come here?
Arnold and Josie says they're feisty. They can't go anywhere. What she does is when she wants you to play, she barks at you until you go and get her. And she always wants to play tug with her chew bone, which is nasty and...
there she
hold, and she just wants to play.
There we go.
Carrie says, I assume it's Carrie, says, yes, we are still scheduled to be there May 1 at West Yellowstone, but the store opening is still undecided.
Pending.
We'll be working on reconfiguring the layout to make it more COVID-19 friendly. That's what you told me,
Yeah, and I have had a couple people reach out about the camp out in West Yellowstone, if it's still on. As of right now, it is. Patty and I are planning to head out probably the second week of June and head west, as long as there's no travel bans or anything. And The only thing that Carrie and Russ and Patty and I have talked about is we might, as time gets closer, if they're still saying you can't have large groups or it's not safe, I don't want to get sick, I'll just be honest. Then what we might do is just say, we're going to be there, and if you want to camp, you can, but we may cancel the official big group activities, which means we'll just be social in small settings with safe distancing.
Yeah.
We just won't have the big dinners or the big breakfast, but we'll still be there, and you can still, we can hang out, but like I said, we would do it in a safe manner. So that is our plan, and so yeah.
And Phil Hampton's asking, I think we saw this one. I think this is the gentleman we've been watching. Says, did you see the Class A mat sold to 5 to go?
Yes, that's who we've been watching.
Beautiful. We just saw him go
Fleetwood
through
Bounder.
Texas, right? He just went through the border of Texas and had to pull over because they were doing, the police were doing a stop a couple weeks ago, I assume. So what is he working?
I have no idea. This was probably not a good idea to set here. I told Patty, I'm like, the sunset's going to be nice and the trees, and we do a different
Adam
location.
says he'd like to see us in an Airstream.
Yeah, that's how much delay there is. That's why I got to quit reading the screen up there.
Thank you, Glenn. He says your hair is looking great. Thank you so much. It's grown out hair.
So yeah, my guess is we won't be getting anything. That would be my guess. Is we'll keep the trailer we have.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, we spent a lot of money on it.
Yes.
Although Mark Milinarski, Karen does not want to hear that because Karen would like to have ours.
We put a lot of money into Carl.
Yeah, we have put a lot of money in it. It's in fact, I even told Mark I was going to go out and wash and wax it for him this weekend. So
Arnold and Josie says our pups are getting their pups going. They think someone's outside.
I know, they do that.
Always happens.
They do that. Poor Bob, RW. He always says Bentley gets all fired up when they watch our videos. So.
April Marie says, we love our Thor Majestic. It is nice. It says perfect. We walk around queen bed with a real mattress we put in. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, in fact, April, you guys are kind of the reason that I got kind of hooked on the whole idea of a motorhome, because last year when you got yours, and you got such a good deal on it, and it was just so nice. Like I remember when you said that you were buying that, and I said to Patty, like, a rental? How bad a shape is, and like, I was totally blown away when you guys showed up and took us through it. Like, yours is so nice. I mean, it was so well taken care of, so.
I agree with you, Sam. I think she's saying she thinks Bess wanted some screen time.
Yeah, Bess wanted, yeah.
Glenn Larish, where do you find the wine in Aldi's? We do not have that in New York.
Yeah, apparently, I think it depends on your state and whether Aldi is allowed to sell, because Mark and Karen Milinarski are in Pennsylvania, and they have to drive across the line to Ohio to the Aldi to get their wine. So I think it has something to do with state laws or something. And then the other thing is, that's why I've started saying on the Friday Night Winedowns, $6.99 at our Aldi, because I have had people reach out and say, like, yeah, that $6.99 bottle was $9.99 at our Aldi. So it seems to vary from location.
Diane Ski thinks Trim is saying squirrel.
Yeah, probably so.
That's funny. Diane Ski also said National Park Service hasn't announced an open date for Yellowstone yet.
Yeah, I saw they had not in the article I read earlier. So I think that will be good. I think we're going to go. And I was talking to Russ and Carrie today. They're in this beautiful location, Roads We Roam Instagram account. They're somewhere in Utah, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I said something about us heading there in June, and they told me be prepared that where they're at, it will actually go up to triple digits. So I was like, no.
No.
So we'll probably go farther north.
William has a message for you. He says, I will take them cheap batteries you got from Battleborn off your hands if you sell the camper.
Yeah. I think they'll probably, one of two things will happen with those, William. Either one of them would go with me, and then, or I'll just sell both of them if whoever buys the trailer, which could be the Milinarskis, because they have first dibs on it. I've already told them. If they want it, maybe they don't want to, and they don't want to spend the money for two. So what I won't probably do, I did save the old converter where I could convert it back to lead acid. but I won't do that because it would cost me more to convert it back. So I will probably just give the old converter with the trailer. And then if Mark buys the trailer and he wants to at some day convert it back to go to lead acid, but I can't imagine because those Battleborns have a 10-year warranty. So you wouldn't be changing out the batteries anytime soon. But my guess is, and Mark, honestly, Mark is hoping we hang on to this camper for a couple more years before he buys it. Because he's not ready to buy it, even though Karen wants it today.
She says, "Oh no, we would love Carl."
Yeah, I know who Karen did. Yeah.
Let's see here. The Fitches says Andrew's back. Yay!
Andrew's back.
It says the bottle of wine is called a Moselle Moscato.
Oh yeah,
$4.99.
Yeah, Moselle Moscato is very good. We periodically will buy Moselle. Plus, I like their new packaging on their bottle. The tops are, if I remember right, it's white and black stripes. It just gives it kind of an elegant look for the bottle for $4.99.
Adventure Bandit says yes. Aldi's also has beer. Both are reasonably priced in Ohio.
Yes, and their beer it's always like a different name, but they're similar to other beers, if that makes sense. So like they have a what is it called? The Corona wannabe, as I call it.
I can't think of
I don't know, but it's good if you like Corona beer. Aldi's has one that's like Corona, and they have lots of different beers there. So, and every now and then they will have in like a name brand.
Arnold and Josie says, my wife, heart Moscato.
Now, Texas, I heard in Texas the state parks are opening back up. So that would be, and honestly, I wouldn't mind heading to Texas. We probably won't because when we finally head out, I want to head straight west where there's no people around. Because I'll just tell you, like, I'm paranoid about all of this. And I know there's some people that they're ready to just go back out and start partying with crowds. I'm not, but then I have a different opinion of it because, as I always say, I saw my mom on a ventilator, I saw my sister on a ventilator, and I saw Sam, who's on here, on a ventilator. And Sam's the only one that came off the ventilator to talk about it. So the thought of getting sick and going on a ventilator scares the holy jeebers out of me.
Yeah.
And so and the good news is we're going to hang out with Russ and Carrie, and Russ is just like me. So Russ and I will probably each have like 6-foot poles, which will keep us 12 feet apart. And that's okay. We both talk loud, so we'll hear each other. So
JLS Love Life says day trips only on Texas state parks.
Okay, so no camping yet. Okay.
RV Habits here.
Hey, Lou.
So they just wanted to go anywhere and consider I am in New Jersey, anywhere but here, and we'll be safer.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I want to go west because I was telling Russ and Carrie today that we got an email yesterday from the Laramie, Wyoming Convention and Visitors Bureau or something like that, and they're already promoting. Basically, what it said is you're probably going to be able to travel this summer. But you may not want to go where there's crowds. Come on out to Laramie, Wyoming, because we don't have crowds.
That's right.
It didn't basically, but it was basically nice. Saying they have lots of open land that's gorgeous, and you could experience
social distance.
Yeah, you could social distance and have a great summer, and that's kind of what we're thinking is we get out into Wyoming and Montana. There's plenty of room to spread out. There won't be large crowds, and like Yellowstone. A good example, Yellowstone, we were talking about this morning. Yellowstone is going to have limited services this summer. There's just no doubt. But if you're willing to go, I think the crowds are going to be low, which means you're going to actually be able to, the stuff that is open, you're going to be able to actually walk right up and see a mud pot. Is that what they're called? Mud pots? I think so. Paint pots. So that's going to be the difference because it's the same thing we saw with Disney after 9/11. That first Christmas at Disney,
it was pretty boring.
Yeah,
it was
like
dead.
There were hotels that were closed at Disney still at Christmas because they just didn't have the demand. Yeah. There were restaurants that weren't open, but what was open, you could just walk right up and get on rides. So
a lot of them are agreeing with you that being on a ventilator is a horrible experience. JLS Love Life says, I had a pulmonary embolism and the worst memory of ICU as a young and completely healthy person going into this. I barely survived.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you did because it is painful to watch somebody on one. I can't imagine. I mean, Sam, who is, those of you that don't know, Sam or Samantha is our niece, who is, oh my God, is she 18 years old? I think she is.
Yes.
But, you know, back in November, she was on that ventilator, and I think she would tell you, I don't know how she did it. I mean, she was so brave.
Well, she doesn't remember.
Well, but I think she remembers. She probably will tell you she remembers enough to know she doesn't want to do it again. You know, it's just hard. It's really hard. So
Arnold and Josie says Russ can bring a 6-foot pole and his magnet fishing rod.
Yeah, there we go. And 960 watts.
Blue Wave Odyssey's here.
Oh, hey, Bob and Debbie, welcome. Yeah, so that's where I think, you know, that's why I want to go west versus, as much as I'd love to go to Florida, I got to be honest, we have the bug right now to go to Key West, which you can't even do, so it's no big deal. But I wouldn't go anyway, even if we could, because I just don't want to be around large crowds.
Michael McFarland says, no crowds in Laramie. It's about an hour or so from us.
Cool. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, and I just think that was very smart on their tourism bureau to be, obviously we're signed up for something through Wyoming, but I can tell you, I know several places we're going to probably end up camping this summer, and it's either free or dirt cheap. Here's the thing: if you don't need campground, I just soon not be in a campground. Tell me, too many times you get in campgrounds, you are around people. We don't
like to do campgrounds.
No, I know, and so, but a lot of people may say, I don't know if I could go 3 or 4 days without water, dump stations, and electric.
Right.
And telling you need to try it if you haven't, because it just, well, unless you really want to be around, if you need activities and things, but if you like just going out in nature and hearing the river, or, you know, sitting in trees, I mean, boondocking, and I guarantee you we're going to end up at the Tetons.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said hello to Brenda McGinnity, but I want to
Oh,
make
hey,
sure.
Brenda.
Patricia Martin says, if anyone needs, well, we have masks, but if you need a mask, let me know. I have over 200 of them. Wow. We just got ours. We got ours. They have little teardrops on them. They're black with like colorful little teardrops, and they have a little filter that goes on the inside. Patrick could tell you more about them, but she's made 200 of them. So here he went to get one.
Well, this is yours.
You can put it on.
Oh, yeah, I guess we breathe the same air. So this is what we ordered.
It's got little teardrops on them.
Okay, these are, if you're interested in these, and no, all these people I talk about, I'm getting nothing. I don't want anybody to think I'm like selling product to make money. But Martin McKinstry Design, and I did put in our Facebook and Instagram a link to their website. He's a teardrop owner. He used to have a Tab. He now has a Soul Eclipse, but he normally makes shirts. Like you can buy this in a golf shirt. So any guy,
because it feels to me, it's like a sport kind of.
I'm going to order the golf shirt in this because it's nice. But because of what's going on, he switched production from shirts to masks. And I know I didn't tell Patty this, but after I ordered these, he got in some new fabric with dogs. But and what it is they're really well sewn, and then he sends you these little filters. Now they do tell you, and you can pull that filter out and wash it. He did put a note in that these are not medical masks, obviously, but they will help keep out small particles and things like that. So that's what we have.
Sam says, yes, I am 18. And Bess is a little thief, so she stole the little bag that it went in. So
Sam says what?
I am 18, she said.
Yeah, I thought you were, Sam. Sorry.
Let's see. Andrea from the Fitches. Andrea Fitches, I have been since mid-March working in the veterinary office, still open, and she's been going. And yes.
Yeah, I knew Dave said you were still working, and our vet's still open.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I know they had stipulations like certain things you had to do if you brought your animal or your pet in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just it is scary times, but I think everybody's getting through it, and I feel like we're getting closer.
Well, I hope I don't mess this up. It says Smithy's Contiki says, "Hi everyone. Scotland is our go-to place in the UK. You can go all day in the middle of nowhere and see nobody."
Oh, nice. Over in the UK.
Yeah. Off-grid's the only way to go, says Michael McFarland.
That's what we like. But I know it's not for everybody. I mean, and I respect that. I mean, so Dad is not a good boondocker.
Well, he likes different kinds of camping.
Yeah, and that's okay. And that's my point, though.
Oh, they're saying the masks are cute. They're adorable. We thought they were nice.
Yeah, I think they were $12 a piece. And like I said, he's a fellow teardropper camper, and I just wanted to help.
Brenda McGinnity says, I ordered some and they are on back order.
Oh no.
The Fitches are asking, do you golf, Patrick?
I used to. I haven't in years though. But yeah, I used to golf. In fact, in high school, I was on the golf team. And then back in my hotel days, which would have been, let's say I've been at Ivy Tech, 23 years. So, maybe 25 years ago, I used to golf pretty regularly. But then once I started teaching, and then when you don't golf regularly, all you do is torture yourself. So,
Glenn, I think I might have missed something prior, so you may have to repost. But it says, do they come with tent poles and a Keter rail?
The Keter rail is on your camper. And then they come, I'm assuming we're still talking about sunshades.
That's what I assume.
Then the cording comes where you slide it in the Keter rail, and the new ones, the bigger one, will come with 2 of those poles that will help keep it up, and also 2 tent stakes, really nice tent stakes, so you can string out. So you can either string to the trailer with a sunshade, or you can string out. And the best way to do it is to string it out to the tent stakes. It's going to make it a lot more solid. However, let me just be honest. If you're ever camping with us, probably the majority of the time I go to the Keter rail, and it works fine. But
yeah, the Blue Wave is saying here, he said, what's the world coming to? And we have to wear masks.
I know.
Says Debbie wears hers. I don't leave the house. So
yeah, well, we don't leave the house too much. I mean, other than go for rides, and we go to the coffee house. Drive-through. I just want to clarify. It's a drive-through. And they actually said, I have my coffee guy. That's what I like to refer to him. He knows me. And yesterday when we went through there, I asked him how it's been, and he said they've actually been as busy, if not busier than normal. And I said, really, why? And he said, well, you can't go anywhere. Like, the only place you can go is come get coffee. And he goes, I guess everybody got their stimulus checks. They're buying. Yeah, he was joking. He said they're buying coffee with their stimulus check. So, but I'm glad, because all of those people in there are local people, and I'm glad they're still working, and we're more than happy to support them.
Hest 1006 says, I'm confused. What do you teach? Do you teach culinary or computer?
Oh, well, I'm assuming we're talking about me. Patty,
I teach language arts.
Yeah, sixth grade. I teach college, and I'm actually department chair over both business administration and hospitality administration. Primarily, I teach business courses. But I will, just because hospitality is under me and I used to do hospitality, I try to teach at least one hospitality course every semester. So it's usually like bakery merchandising, which is more of a marketing style course. Right now I'm teaching human relations for hospitality majors. But then maybe what you mean about the computers is currently I'm teaching digital social media marketing, which is a business program course. And that's the one I'm currently teaching. Technically face-to-face, but we do it through Zoom every Monday morning. So, and I got to tell you, I have this student. She's right out of high school. I've never met her in person. Her video, they had to submit their first edited video last week. It was amazing. Like, I literally asked her Monday morning in class if she has a background or if she's done this, and she said no, that she's played around but never really done it. I'm just blown away by her work.
Well, you showed me, and I'm like, wow.
I know. She's like, why can't you edit our videos like that?
I did not say that. But I was just like, because I've seen some of the stuff he shows me, and I know sometimes what you want.
Some of it is pretty,
and then you're like, I can't show you anymore because it's going to ruin, whatever.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, when you've watched one of our videos and like 3 minutes in, you're like, I can't take it. I'm switching off. That's the way a lot of the students, and that's okay because it's their first time ever doing it. But this young lady, what she's doing is just crazy.
To go back to golfing for a second, because this is how I feel about golfing. Arnold and Josie Espinoza says, if golfing is a calming sport, why do so many clubs end up in the nearby pond?
Good point.
Yeah.
I actually had Patty playing for a while back in, what was that, about 2000, 2001, when we were working at Disney in the summer. One of our perks was we got to play on the Disney courses after like 4 o'clock for, I don't remember what it was, $15 a round or something. So we bought Patty a set of clubs, and we'd go out and play from like 4 to 6 or 4 to 7. We wouldn't even play a full 9 holes, or maybe we'd play 9 holes.
Yeah.
And half the time Patty would just pick up her ball. She'd get mad. She'd just ride along.
Can I just throw it?
Yeah, but she never became and neither did I.
No. Adam says, how do you like the new KYD rig?
I'm jealous.
Jelly.
Yeah. No, hey, like I said, I almost think everybody should own an Airstream once in their life. They're so iconic. But yeah, it's a gorgeous rig that they bought. And they bought that one used, but it looks new. And I just wished I could figure out how they can always afford brand new trailers and trucks every season, every filming season.
Everything they get is just gorgeous.
Yeah, so they make better deals than I make, because usually if I'm doing it, I'm losing my rear end on the deal. So
Arnold and Josie Espinoza wants to ask you, any plans on coming to see your uncle in Canyon Lake? We were there at Christmas.
We were there at Christmas. I would say at this point, because we're already going to Florida this coming year for Christmas, so don't be shocked if next April we're in Texas. Couldn't you see us going there for spring break?
I could see. Yeah, it's nice
Maybe.
there, spring break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least for a few days, and then we might head over to the beach for a few. Although Uncle Dennis may want to meet us at the beach. He likes going to the beach.
Yeah. This is Glenn Larish again. A question I think about your job.
Okay.
Where you work. How is your social relations? Is that a class?
My social relations.
I assume that's part of your thing, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, Glenn, you might want to type that question again. Do you mean my human relations class that I mentioned, or?
Okay. And the Fitches say I remember this now. The Wagners have their Airstream up for sale.
I know. Dave pointed that out.
Isn't it just too big?
It's too big, and it's too much money. So we need small. Honestly, the 22-foot Caravel, I think is what it's called. The 22-foot Caravel has the walk-around bed. That would be the perfect size. Although, if we're going to talk trailers, I'll tell you the other one I like is the Lance. Is it the 2075?
I don't remember what the number was.
It's the new model Lance that has no slide out in it, but it has a walk-around bed in the front of the trailer and a big U-shaped dinette in the back. And this trailer actually has 2 awnings. It has the big side awning where you step out of the trailer, but on the back of the trailer is a second awning, because on the back of the trailer is a pull-out outdoor kitchen. And honestly, PJ, our friend PJ down at Princess Craft would love to put us in that trailer. My problem is I think it's $45,000. And
Mark and Russ and Carrie think you're so close to pulling the trigger.
Yeah. I know, Mark. I'm going to be delivering that 400 to you. But if it wasn't that expensive, that Lance, because the thing about the Lance is it's a little bigger than I'd like right now, but it would be a good full-time trailer for us. And it has a wine rack in it, which I was super stoked about.
Thank you, Eddie. Says I'd love to see you in a Lance. Thank you.
Yeah, we like the Lance. I mean,
Mark thinks you're at step 9.
Step 9. Yeah.
Hess1006 says Paul has always been in love with the 400
Kelly.
tab. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And while I like the tab, I don't want to have to crawl over, and I don't want him to have to crawl over me, so walk around is a must.
Yeah, and I think that's,
right now it's just,
we love our 400. I don't want anybody thinking
bed issue right now has been on our brain for some reason.
For some reason, the last 6 months when we go out, I have to sleep on the inside where that angle comes in, and I'm not claustrophobic. It doesn't bother me like that.
I am.
But I just wish, see, with the Hummingbird, when we had the Hummingbird, the back of the Hummingbird goes up and like this, so it's more of a, like a kidney bean shape or something. So even though it's not a walk-around bed, and same way if we would go with a Soul Horizon, it has it's more up and down. So, but the problem I have is the Tab 400, the quality on it is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just go to any old trailer.
Right. It's got to be,
It would take a lot for us to change at this point.
Johnny's Journey's here.
Hey, Johnny. Saw your new intro and outro. Very nice.
Your dad says he takes after his dad. Will he buying a new one soon?
No, I don't think so. Although if you see us pull up in West Yellowstone in a Cougar fifth wheel.
Jennifer LZR says, hey, from Texas.
Hey.
Talked with Patrick Day via Facebook about the tab. Great advice. Thank you. You did a good job, hon.
Well, I try. And I do apologize. I feel like sometimes I feel like I forget. Maybe forget's not the word, but I'll think I saw a message come in, but maybe I was in class or I was doing something. And then if I ever don't respond, please shoot me another message. I am not intentionally not responding. It's just we get so many emails and messages and things. And so I just want to throw that out there. Please, I would always feel bad if I didn't respond to somebody and they think that I'm not responsive, if that's the right word. So I think anybody who knows us knows we're not like that. I tend to try to respond as quickly as possible. It's just sometimes I'll be in the middle of something and I can't. So
they're just keep going about it. Mark says, we'll be behind you and Carl.
Yeah.
Changing topic just a little bit. Arnold and Josie Espinoza says, West Yellowstone still on for July 9th?
Yes. As far as we know, and the plan is, like I said earlier, we're planning to be there. The only thing that we might have to change is we might have to, quote, cancel the group events, because if there's still orders about, or if we think it's unsafe to have large groups together, so we can all still be camping there. We just may not be able to do the large dinner and the large breakfast. We may just have to do smaller, 6 people at a campfire, and we'll hop around and see everybody. And so yes, we're still planning to be there though.
Cool. Yeah.
Because there's no place else to go.
Yep. I think we're caught up at the moment. Yes, and Johnny, we saw your new logo and banner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You're doing a good job. I love, like I said, although I still like the old intro where you're running around the cabin with the music. That one's pretty cool. But I like the new one. The new one's nice. So
Glenn has a question.
Okay.
When are they taking money for the October event?
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think I've
talk with them.
updated the website yet, and I need to.
know.
So I talked to, and I wish I could remember her name, the lady at the name of the campground. I'm forgetting everything. The Vermont campground.
It's in Vermont.
And she called me and said they are not going to take deposits because they're hoping to be open. But she said if we go and take all these deposits and by some chance in October we're not open, then we got to refund all the deposits. So everybody that's made a reservation, you have your reservation, but they're not going to charge you a deposit at this point in time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we're up to.
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot I was supposed to be spreading the word on that, and I can understand that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Rodney says, "Oh,
yeah, I do too, Rodney. Yeah, I mean, I really think my only fear with Vermont is if we get through summer and things are going well. They are saying it could kind of start back up again in the fall. And could it be where if it does look like it's starting to pick up some momentum, they'll just shut things down again, or at least non-essential things like campgrounds.
Right.
But I sure hope so. I mean, one, if you've never been to Vermont in the fall, it is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's just one of our favorite places to go.
The American Wanderer's here. Hello.
Welcome.
I'm all caught up. Huh?
Wow, how about that? If anybody had a question,
that guy got skipped or something.
Yeah,
yes.
Just and maybe type the word in. I should have said this at the beginning in all caps, question, and then Patty will see it. Yeah. But it's hard doing this. She does a great job. Her and Carrie.
I'm not as good as Carrie.
In fact, somebody's Facebook messaging me right now. It's popping. Oh, there's nothing we can do. It's popping up on my screen. So whoever, I don't think they're in the chat, but they wanted to know how loud you could crank up the speakers in the Tab 400.
I don't know.
I don't think we ever have. Mark, is it okay if I go out and crank up the speakers in your Tab 400?
Glenn says we could have snow. We did yesterday. Oh, don't say that.
We had some just minor flakes, but it's still depressing when you see them. Here's a question. Oh, it's coming to you.
It's coming to me. Have you thought about the Aldi settings video we asked about during game night 2 weeks ago. That's Michael McFarland.
Yes, I will work on. I am going to get to that because that's a fairly easy one. Because the two things I want to show in that video is where the dial is on your circulation pump and where the setting is for thermostat or continuous in the control panel. Would you please remind me? I did have it on my list.
I say thank you.
Okay. Yes,
I will get that.
I will get that out because that truly is a take 5. It's under a 5-minute video, but it could be very helpful for somebody. And I need to get that. And I thought there was one other I needed to do.
Johnny has a question. I was thinking of getting stickers. Any good suggestions? Like
Sticker Mule.
Yep, that's where
Sticker
we
Mule.
can think of it a second.
I buy all my stickers through Sticker Mule, and what's great about Sticker Mule is you can typically, they're always running specials, I guess is the short of it.
Patricia Martin says, does anyone know if UCamp is still on for the end of June?
Currently it is.
I think they're waiting, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Allison, if you're going to UCamp and you're not in the Facebook group, if you're on Facebook, ask to join the UCamp group. But Allison said she is not making any decisions until June 1st, that there's no reason to be making. And, all she has said is, if you feel uncomfortable going, which, and again, I would honestly, if we had a reservation this year,
I'd be a little leery.
we'd probably cancel. Because that's a lot of people in close quarters.
It's a lot of people.
So Allison had posted in the Facebook group, anybody wants to cancel because of COVID, you will get a refund.
Oh, that's nice.
But as of right now, it's on. But obviously it's subject, but they're not going to make any decisions till June 1st was the last that I had seen.
Karen has a question. I think I may have missed it earlier. How can we make campgrounds essential?
Well, mental health.
Mental health.
In some ways,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think campgrounds are going to start opening up, at least here in the Midwest. New York, New Jersey,
Yeah,
I don't know
wow.
about. But
I think around our area, if the campground people were smart, they could set it up so that every other campsite is empty.
right.
And they space you out that way if it's a campground type
See,
place.
this is what Patty and I talked about this. I don't know why they don't do that with the state parks. Just take every other site out of reservation system, show it as full, and that way you just park them every other one, which would help.
Oh yeah.
You can't stop stupid though.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being honest. There's some people that they congregate, and that's what ruins it for the rest of us.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
sorry if I offended you, but it's true.
Well, it's just not thinking. So I think I still am up to date.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, it's like a seating chart for campgrounds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Perfect.
Same way. But when you watch it, I think it's Nomadic Fanatic that always gets so upset, and I agree. He'll be out on BLM land, and it's you have all this wide space, and then somebody pulls in right beside of him to camp. It's no, spread out, and that's what's nice about BLM land is typically it's big open spaces, and you can spread out and.
Yeah, April Marie says because of people complaining about the facilities not being open. And then Diane has a question.
Okay.
Why the Max Air fan instead of the Fantastic fan?
Okay. Because the Fantastic fan, unless you're going to put a Max Air fan cover on it, you have to close it when it's raining, and you have to close it when you're going down the road. So the cheap solution for that problem is a Max Air cover, except on the Tab 400, I didn't like the looks of it. It sticks up so high, and you lose your nice profile. The other nice thing, so the Max Air fan that we have is on a motor, so when we can open it up, and we can close it back down, and even when it's in the open position, it's basically like having that cover built in. So you can have it open during rain, when it's raining out. And I think you can have it open while you're going down the road. But the other thing is it's a lot quieter. It's 10 speeds versus 3 speeds on the Fantastic, I think that we have in a 400. I've also heard it has a lower draw on your battery. So if you do a lot of boondocking like us, we were concerned about draw. But like I said, it's a lot quieter. And if you get the 7500 model, you get the remote control. So you can literally take the remote back to bed with you, and if you get warm in the night, you can just turn it on.
That's what our model number is?
Yeah, 7500.
Yeah, because Michael's asking what model.
Yep, we have the 7500 in smoke, which just means it's black on top versus
like
the
black.
white. Yeah. So that's why, Diane. I mean, yeah, is it kind of a want versus a need in a Tab 400 or any trailer? Yeah.
And we had it installed.
We did. We bought the fan on Amazon. We actually had it shipped directly to the New Camp Service Center where our 400 was, and then we paid Austin and his crew to install it for us. Now I do know of some Tab owners who have installed them themselves. I am not that. I'm just not good at stuff like that.
It's just, just have someone do it.
Yeah. So, and it wasn't too bad. I think we ended up with about 500 total with everything. But honestly, I don't regret that purchase at all. We love our Max Air fan.
Yeah, Lou says Max Air fans are great. I have 2 and they're so quiet. They are quiet. And April Marie says Max Air fan is luxury. We have ours open on both rigs to keep fresh air, temperature control, and it's quiet and the remote.
Yeah, I would agree. It's like a luxury. Now, Austin had offered to move our fantastic fan over to the bathroom, which we did not do. And the reason is, again, then we would have been in a situation where...
Is it open?
Yeah, well, you would have had to open it, and if it was raining out, and you'd have to worry, like if you left it,
Yep.
where the cheapo fan... And that's what I call it.
It works just fine.
It works fine in the bathroom, and in essence, it's always open. But it doesn't get the rain. So
okay, Aldi system question.
Okay, Aldi.
From Catherine. Have you ever had to adjust the manual water temp knob on driver's side back hatch?
Yes, when we first bought it, I had to.
Okay.
No, because honestly, when we first bought our Tab 400, remember the first morning. The first night you ran out of hot water immediately. So there is a thermostat control there that you can adjust. Now, if you adjust that all the way and you're still not getting hot water or you're immediately running out, go to Paul Chamber, RV Reviews by the Air Force Guy on YouTube, and just search Aldi on his channel. He has a video that will show you how to adjust that, because even though you're like, oh, it can't be adjusted, you can adjust it, but watch Paul's video. It's pretty simple.
And I don't know how to answer this one. It says, how many miles do you have on your Max Air fan? I don't think we've used it that much.
We just had that installed back at Labor Day. We picked it up Labor Day weekend.
So it would have been
not many
trips.
We went to Virginia for the camp out, and we went to Texas.
Yeah,
and we went to Mohican. We've used it 3 times, I think. So.
This is We Go on RVing. Says Montana is canceling our stay-at-home order effective this Sunday, and state park campgrounds will be open for camping beginning May 1.
Okay.
And everybody's like, "Wow, sweet."
Yep. Let's go to Montana. I actually have a cousin. I don't know. It'd be a distant cousin, like a second cousin or third cousin. She lives in Montana, and although with COVID, she may not want to see us.
Adam has a suggestion. He thinks the Airstream Caravelle would be awesome content for your channel.
I know. That's what I keep trying to tell Patty. That's what I keep telling her. I'm like, how are you going to keep up with the Daydreamers if we don't get an Airstream? It doesn't even have to be an Airstream. We just need a new rig so I can make some videos.
Well, that's part of it, yes.
You know, nobody wants to see videos on a 2018 Tab when they're producing 2021. So I shouldn't say that, because if you're in the market for a used Tab 400, then you would, if you were looking at a 2018. But I'm just saying. Adam, I think I just talked her out of that.
We've been on for an hour.
Have we? Is there any other questions? I mean, I'm okay. I don't want to bore people here. We usually wrap it up, but I want to make sure we get everybody's questions.
Adam says he daydreams about an Airstream
Globetrotter. They do have some nice. I love those Tommy Bahama edition Airstreams.
Those are nice.
Those are so out of our price range. So
says Mark says smiled when you said Airstream. Just saying.
Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. The Airstream's probably not going to happen anytime soon, unless we would just find a used one.
It has to be,
and it would have to be the right one. I'm not just buying a trailer to buy a trailer.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yeah, if anybody has any more questions.
Yeah, we'll go ahead a couple more minutes here if anybody has any other questions. Hopefully I answered questions as far as the trailer questions.
I think I got everybody.
Yeah, so we talked about max errors and...
Camper Life is telling Mark, you may be getting a new to you rig very soon, given the comments Patrick is making. April Marie, what do you think of the 2021 tab changes?
On the 400 or on the 320? Because the 320 was major changes, and I love the 2021 tab 320 with the new changes. I love the cassette toilet. I'm a big fan of cassette toilet. And I can't remember, there were some other major changes. The tab 400, I wasn't real thrilled about it. I mean, there just wasn't that many major changes this year. They did add the Nautilus water system, which honestly, I kind of like the old system, but that's just, I'm sure I would get used to it.
Asking about the 400.
Yeah, the 400.
Yeah.
They added that. I don't know that I like that new baggage door. It's, it looks, I haven't seen it in person, so it's really hard to comment on some of this, but it just looks smaller.
Jennifer's saying here, I see different weights of the tab 400. The Princess, I assume Princess Craft in Texas, said it might be too heavy for me. My tow limit is 3,500. Do anything about tow limit?
That would be pushing it because a tab 400 can be loaded up to 3,500 pounds. So if you load your tab up with fresh water and your clothes and your food and propane, and you're probably going to be close to that 3,500 possibly, which means then you're at maximum weight limit as far as what you can pull. But here's the thing about towing. There is so much more than just what the weight of the trailer is. You have your tongue weight. What is your vehicle rated for as far as tongue weight? You also have the total weight that your vehicle can handle with the trailer and the car, and you have to start thinking about passengers in the car. So I would say, this is my general rule of thumb now that I'm 50 years old, because when I was younger, I didn't worry about tow weights, I'll just be honest. But now that I'm older and a little wiser, well, technically I'm 51, but I was rounding down.
Just clarifying.
I wouldn't tow a tab 400 unless your vehicle was rated for around 45 to 5,000 pounds. That's where I would feel comfortable. The other thing is, depending on what your vehicle is, this is something else you want to think about, is like how far apart are the axles? Because if it's a smaller vehicle, even though the trailer's not huge, you don't want the tail wagging the dog. That's kind of the way I like to phrase it. So just things to think about. I'm not saying you couldn't tow, but I think what Princess Craft is saying is the same thing I'm saying. And so I saw something, it's going to show up here. Rodney's saying something about a Highlander. A Toyota Highlander would be fine, I think, because a Toyota Highlander is rated for 5,000 pound tow capacity. That was what we originally were going to get when we bought the 4Runner, but our dealership suggested, he would have sold us a Highlander. He suggested the 4Runner because they both have the same tow capacities, but the 4Runner is built on a truck chassis. And he just said that truck chassis is going to handle better pulling a trailer. Yep. But we know, I've seen people pulling 400s with a Highlander. Right. So
now that you're on tongue weight, and then I'll go back to this other question. Polly Mary J. Bowen says, how do you measure tongue weight? I have a 1500 Silverado.
How do you measure tongue weight? Okay, so your trailer should tell you, there should be a sticker on a trailer that will tell you what the tongue weight is. Oh, it's a Volvo, Jennifer says. Okay. Yeah, check with your dealer. Check with your car dealer. That's a good place to check. So anyway, back to tongue weight. The trailer should tell you somewhere what the tongue weight of the trailer is, but that's also an unloaded trailer. So to get an accurate tongue weight, you either need to go to like a CAT scale, or you need to find somebody that has a tongue weight. Is that what I want to say? Yeah. And I actually put out a video back in January on the new, I don't know. It's a little device now. It's $100, and you may not want to spend the money. So you might want to try to find someone who has, like me, where in essence you plug it into your port on your car under the dash there, and then you hook. It takes a reading of where your vehicle's at, and then you drop the trailer down, and it's able to tell you really close what your actual tongue weight is. But
okay, I'll go back to this question in a second.
Okay.
Rodney chimed in and says, tongue weight killed us pulling a 400 with a Toyota Highlander.
oh, it did. Okay.
Just information there.
And I don't know
traded
what
the Highlander for a. Oh, it slipped on me. Hold on. Where'd it go? Shoot.
So the Highlander was a little. I know it's rated for 5,000 pounds total, but I don't know what the time. And that's why I say there's all these weights you have to figure out.
So traded the Highlander for a F-150 as soon as we got back from our first trip.
Yep.
And then there was another question.
Okay.
I don't want to miss.
I hope I answered that question on tongue weight okay. But if you're wondering how do I know what the tongue weight of my of your tongue is, how do you know the weight of your tongue on your trailer? There should be a sticker on your trailer somewhere that has it. But otherwise, yeah.
Need to say hi to James Schrader. Michael has a question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on them going back to the Cool Cat? I assume they mean U Camp. Do you think those of us with the Air 8 in the 2020 will have issues? So we don't know much.
You know what? I don't want to say anything about the Air 8 because I don't know. We don't know about it. But I am a big fan of the Cool Cat, and yeah, because I was actually shocked when I went over and toured the Intech factory. Keith was telling me that they had tried the Cool Cat and didn't have very good luck with it. But he did tell me he thinks it's because of the way they were installing it. And they were not installing it with the vent on the outside of the trailer like New Camp does. And he said that's probably why why New Camp owners love the Cool Cat, because theirs they had to do something funky with the venting and they just weren't getting good air circulation. But I am a huge fan. We had the Cool Cat in our first tab back in 2005 or 6. Mm-hmm. We loved it then, and I love it now. As far as the Air 8, I just don't. I don't want. I haven't heard. I don't know. I just don't know, because if I had one or I ever used one, I know. I don't think. And here's the thing: New Camp will take care of you. That's why I love New Camp, because they take care of their owners. So if you are having issues, you need to get a hold of the factory. Okay. So
Bob from Blue Wave had to go, so he's got to go. Good night, all.
Thanks, Bob. Have a good evening. Thanks for stopping in. The venting, April saying the venting is the issue with the Air 8. And that's what I've heard. But I was glad to hear they went back to the Cool Cat, because the Cool Cat is not only your AC, but it's also a heat pump, which is just like a bonus heater in your trailer. And if you're plugged into shore power, then and you just need a little heat, instead of running your Aldi, you can just run your Cool Cat. So
okay, Johnny's asking if there's going to be with you and Randy having any plans for a second small channel seminar.
We had originally planned to do one this spring, and then because of everything going on, we decided we'd push it to fall. And I think at this point, I haven't talked to Randy, but my guess is we're just not going to have one this year, because I think it's just too risky. If we do want, we could always try to do something virtually, though.
Mm-hmm. When you say hi to Chris Beaver, says hello, everybody.
Hi, Chris.
There was someone else that came on, and we are just kind of zipped by. Pooh Bears. Well.
All right. Well.
Okay. Oh, well.
And how do you run the heat pump on the Cool Cat? So you would go into your Dometic thermostat, Brenda, on the wall there when you first come into the trailer. The same thermostat that controls your air conditioner. When you click through the modes, there's off, and then there's fan, there's AC, and then there's 2 heat functions. It's one of the two. I can't remember if it says heat pump or what, but it's going to be controlled by your Dometic thermostat. The other heat setting would be to control your furnace if you had a normal furnace, but you don't, because you have the Aldi and it has its own control panel. Mm-hmm. So
Glenn Lair says, thank you from deep in the bunker, day 42.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. Really appreciate you stopping by. So anyway, we'll see everybody. We're not going to do this every week. The reason we didn't have one last week, we were just kind of burned out, and we're like
do remote learning. It was just an overwhelming week, so we just took a break.
So we will do another live stream sometime in May, and again, we'll put it out a few days in advance to let everybody know. But I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, there's just the working from home. Everybody thinks working from home's great, but boy, I have a new appreciation.
Not a big fan.
Yeah, I have an appreciation for people who work from the road, and it's definitely a lot harder. Maybe it gets easier the more you do it, and it would help if we had good internet here.
I think that's the big issue. If we had good infrastructure internet, where all of my students could have good internet, this would be a totally different ballgame.
Yep.
But it has been a struggle. So
anyway, any last thing, and then
everyone's just saying goodbye.
All right.
And thank you.
And thank you again, everybody, for
thanks
stopping
the
by
tips
tonight. We hope everybody's staying safe. And again, even though we may not be live on here, we do periodically go live over on our Facebook page. Not a lot, but we do that sometimes. And you can always reach out to us through Facebook Messenger, email. There's lots of different ways, Instagram. So everybody just
have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.